Hey, well, hello there, friend and family. Glad to see you again today. Today is Saturday, 24? And day 40, self-isolation. With that said, it may become Mr. Tom's last day. You're probably going to wonder why. Well, I'm sure many of y'all have seen all the protests in multiple states. We have them right here at our capital, and I just live 23 miles away from the capital city, which I haven't been into for months. And you're seeing them, like I say, all over our country. And this is the supposedly United States of America. We've been united a long time. In fact, I can't remember the last time it was. But definitely ain't now. But people are wanting to reopen everything, get back to work. And I understand that. They're suffering financially. The low-wage income workers, I definitely understand that. But some of the ones I'm seeing on mainstream media, social media, small business owners and that, some of them, they're just, I'm sorry, they're just damn greedy. Could they go longer? Sure they could. Could they cut back? Sure they could. Now I know many of you, this is going to piss you off like which God hadn't seen. Others of you that are my age, close to it or older, you understand where I'm coming from. And those of you with serious health conditions or underlying health conditions, you'll also understand where I'm coming from today. So what prompted me to finally get back to a video about this coronavirus and COVID-19? Well, I was having a long conversation yesterday with a couple of friends, one of which I've known since 4th grade when we moved here in Alabama in 1966. It's part of the federal build-up for the Civil Rights Movement. My father was in the U.S. Army. And they were sent here as part of a build-up to quell the violence in Alabama during that Civil Rights Movement. It was not good, and I'll just leave it at that. But because of that, and because of my daddy's service and the members of his battalion, it became better. And I would have never believed we would ever came to Alabama back when I was 9 years old. But we did. And I've grown to love this place. Because out of all the places in America, I've seen it grow. I've seen it become better than what it was. And I'm sure all of y'all out there, you've seen that too in your communities. Yeah, maybe you haven't. But what's been happening here of late is not showing the better side of humanity. And that's what we get back to the conversations I've had the last couple of days with longtime friends. Because every so often somebody will throw in that thing, well, Tom, you're such a great man of faith. You believe in your God and everything. Why hasn't God put this aside, purged this from the earth? And that's a fair question. And I've spent many hours late in the night thinking about that, praying about that, talking with God. And here's my viewpoint. This is solely my viewpoint. And I hope you'll respect the fact that, at least here in America, we all have a right to our own opinions, right or wrong. They're ours. And I'll stand behind mine with my life. This is how I feel about it, but I just don't feel. I just don't believe. This came to me like 2 nights ago after a discussion with my son. Because it's been troubling me a while. And what came to me was, we haven't learned the lesson of this yet. Yep, there is a lesson. And a lot of times what things happen to man, when I say man, I mean mankind, humankind. And I know I gotta say that now because of the PC police, but it's sad, but it's true. And that's what came to me when I was deep in prayer and contemplation the other night. We haven't learned our lesson, son. And I thought, well, what do you mean? And then this came to me. Now you can say it was God speaking to me, my own mind, my Father in heaven, my mother, or whoever. I don't really care. But what came right after that question was, if you will not make a sacrifice for the ultimate sacrifice, what would you ever do? I want you to think about that a second. Because what is the ultimate sacrifice here? What is the number one thing most important to people on this planet? Well, maybe I'm wrong, but to me, it's living your life. Having children, building something, watching your children grow, your family, watching your children go into adulthood, becoming their own people, and going on with their lives. But not only that, developing the wisdom, knowledge that only time can give you. And I think, and here again, I don't agree with his politics a lot, but Governor Cuomo brought this up, I think it was Thursday, in his press briefing. I may be wrong. What's more important than not dying? And that struck me right here. And with all that said, if there's nothing more important than dying, then why will we, as a people, as a nation, and a planet, not do what it takes to save lives? And we're not being asked to face the enemy on the battlefield. We're not being faced to stand in the darkness of night and hear this order, one I've heard before. And any of y'all out there who've ever heard this, you'll know what I'm about to say. Prepare for close combat. You know what that means, folks? It means you're about to get overrun, and you're going to be hand to hand, knife to knife, in a fight. I don't think there is any other order you could give a service person that is probably more terrifying than that one. And see, we're not being asked to do all that. We're not being asked to navigate a minefield. No, we're not being asked that. We're not being asked to volunteer and go out on a suicide mission. No, we're not. You know what we're asked to do? We're asked to keep ourselves at home. In our homes, in our apartments, our trailers, what have you. To save lives. Not only our own, not only those we loved and our families, but those of all essential workers. And then only go out when it's absolutely necessary. Now, before y'all get pissed, I gotta make a living. I got bills to pay. Yep, and so do I. And I know before y'all bash me upside the head, I'm retired. I don't got all that damn money. I just don't. I wish most people in America, could even live on what I get a month and go without what I go without a month. I haven't bought a new car since last new car I bought was 1999. That was my little truck you all see in some of the videos. Didn't want to buy it then, but I looked everywhere for a used one and couldn't find one. The last new car, that was a truck, the last new car I ever bought in my life was 1995. A little bitty Cavalier. It wasn't no big ass SUV, Jeep, Grand Cherokee, and all the things I see on the road today. 4x4 pickups, quad pickups. Only one person's ever in them. I know that because I used to commute back and forth to work every day, 6 and 7 days a week too. But I didn't do that because I had all these possessions. I did that because I had 2 loved ones that I was caring for that needed their pop. I don't have a big old McMansion. I don't have a house that's huge. I only got 1 bathroom. That's where I grew up. I had 1 bathroom. And we were a family of 6. There was me, my brother, my 2 sisters, my mom, and my dad. We had 1 bathroom. We had this little thing out on the door that had little, I think they were like hush puppy dogs. When you went in the bathroom, they had our names on them. And there was a hook on the door. You took it off the little board they were all on, stuck it on the door. So when I was in there, my little hush puppy dog said Tom. And you knew Tom was in the bathroom. And that. We took baths as children in the same bathroom. There was no showers back then. To wash dishes, you filled the sinks up. One side you washed in, the other side you rinsed in. And when the other side got so soapy, you emptied it out and refilled it. Didn't do like we do now, just let the water run. No. The same way was in the bathroom sink. Put the stopper in, you filled the sink up. You use that to wash your face and whatever, your ears and whatever you want to do, brush your teeth and swish out your toothbrush. That's where my papa shaved. You can clean his razor out and running water. And if anything comes from this, I'm hoping some of those ways of life come back. We survive and we thrive. And you know how I know that? Because 7.6 billion people are on the face of this planet now. That's how I know that. Which in all honesty, is way more than what we need. But that's because of modern agriculture, modern medicine, modern society that has brought us to where we are now. The blue skies you see back behind me on my videos, I'm loving those. I was talking to Nell last night, and even I brought those up, and she says, you're right. I haven't seen those since I was a child. Yeah, that's true. And like I told her, I would talk to people about the deep blue skies being so blue they'd hurt your eyes. And people nowadays think you were nuts. Well, there they are again. They're not that washed out pale blue. Why? Because people aren't driving as much. People aren't out and about. But unfortunately, far too many are. And there's about to be way too many. And that's the whole purpose of the discussion today. And so, like I said, I haven't reported on that old coronavirus and COVID-19 in a while. And I'm out here sitting in the sunshine, enjoying it in my little wildflower bank that I left to piss on the city. But you know, we're at 2,888,000 plus people infected worldwide, and that's only if countries are actually reporting the right numbers. Hell, we all know China's not. Estimations are, based on what we're seeing, they probably got 9-10 million or more. If you look percentage-wise, based on the U.S. and based on China. In the same way with the death count across the world, it can't be right. It's at over 201,000. But here in America, I'd like to think the numbers are sort of kind of right, but I know my own state's playing with the numbers. We have a thing called reported deaths and confirmed deaths, and I was really critical of that. And I guess I put it on videos, somebody saw it, and now they just have one number, and I'm sure that's the confirmed. Because the way it was working in my state was every death, and I guess the death report or whatever, had to go to the ADPH, that's the Alabama Department of Public Health, and they had to confirm they actually died of COVID. It's just like doctors can't figure that out anymore, And so, that's where we are. But we've got 53,000 plus, and I'm sure by the time y'all see this video, 54,000 people who've died here in America. And the numbers aren't going down. They're not plateauing as a country. Now New York's seen some decline in that, but other than that, most other states are still rising. And here in my state, I screenshot the Alabama Department of Public Health website that tracks coronavirus, which I might add is a pretty good website. Got all kinds of facts, figures, and whatever. And we were at 4,500 cases last Friday. 152 deaths. Well, here we are a little bit of over a week after. This is Saturday afternoon. And we're at 6,032. So we're plus about 1,530 for the week. And that's the worst week we've had. And every week's been worse than the week before. And we're now at 212 deaths, and I know that don't seem like much to some of y'all out there, especially New York, New Jersey, California, and whatever. But that's up from 150 last Friday. That's an additional 62 Alabamians that have passed away. My county keeps growing. I think when I looked at it today, it was at 228 cases, 12 deaths, and we're a sparsely populated county. I mean, we're spread out all over the place now. Granted, I live in a little neighborhood. I'm last street here in my city before it gets extremely rural out past cemetery. But you can walk a long time in areas of my county and you won't see a human being. You've seen me do that on videos. And, I've been tracking how Alabamians have been dealing with the stay-at-home order. And I'm going to tell you straight up, it pissed them all off if they want it to be. No, at best, we might have had 30 to 40% actually do it. And yeah, a lot of our businesses are closed, but a bunch of them are not. There's like a 3-page list of exemptions. And how do I know we as Alabamians aren't doing the right thing? We have these things called sky cams all across the states, in all cities, towns, and you can just access them and see what traffic's like, what's going on. A lot of days I'd be hard pressed to tell the difference between now and the past, and that's just telling you straight up. I mean, I looked this morning before I came out to pick dewberries, check on things, get ready for this video, feed the kitties, which got my goo here at my feet, playing with my paper. He loves me, he just curled up at my feet. And I couldn't tell the traffic on I-65. Of course, they all heading on down there to Florida, because Florida opened up their beaches. Yeah, that's going to end well. And I'm sure, since Governor Ivy said she'd relook at things, make another announcement on the 28th of April, we're real close to that too. Of course, hell, a lot of businesses aren't doing right, and they've just ignored the closure order. But that's the way it is. And that's why the cases haven't leveled off, haven't dropped. And it's real important to me, you know, because I'm in that vulnerable age group, and I have several health issues. I know many of y'all are in that vulnerable age group as well as have several health issues, and some of you are younger and have health issues that put you right there with all the rest of us. Hey, Magoo. He's just trying to get up here with Papa. But it gets down to this now, because we're going to reopen, whether our government says so or people are just going to do it on their own. And you know why? Because they just won't make a sacrifice. And that gets back to why I think that, yeah, I truly believe God could wave his hand and make it all go away. But I also believe we haven't learned our lesson from this. We haven't learned to do the right thing. And if we won't do it to save another life, we won't ever do it. Now, I'm talking to my son a day or so back. Me and him often talk about the Darwin principle. The Darwin principle is all about evolution. And maybe this is about that too. Now, I don't know. I'm an engineer, not a scientist. Even though many of my engineering associates over the years said I was more scientist than engineer. I'm not going to get into why they all said that, but if you don't know what the Darwin principle is, that's stating that all species of organisms arise and develop through natural selection of small inherited variations that increase the ability to compete, survive, and reproduce. Now, I want you to think about that, because I've said this before in past videos. See, a virus, it ain't real bright. It only has a couple functions in life. The main one is to survive and replicate. In other words, reproduce. To do that, it needs hosts. And unfortunately, we humans are the host. So it's got to keep infecting us, keep living. Because once we die, it dies too. This is the way it works. And maybe this is part of, the evolutionary plan. Those of us who have whatever it is, whether that's a high immune system or something in our genetics that makes it to where when we get this, that our symptoms are so mild. We've all heard of that. Some of us don't even know we got it. We've all heard that. And we're starting to see the antibody tests that show, people have had it, didn't even know they had it. But then we've all seen, those 53,000 that have died. And probably twice that many. They've had some real serious complications. And they've came through it. And they will probably have some long-lasting complications for the rest of their life. Lung damage and what have you. So maybe this is part of the evolutionary principle. I don't know. But in talking with my son, we talked about the wave and what we're about to do, whether the governments approve it or whether people just won't have it any other way. We're about to ride the wave. You know what the wave is? The wave is going to be the infection. As people go out, because it's nice weather. I'm out here on my little piece of ground, and God knows I wish all of you had quarter or half acre, maybe. You could stay at home too, but I doubt it, because I see people on YouTube that got anywhere from 2 to hundreds of acres, and they say they're going crazy. So I don't know. If I had even 2 acres, I could stay busy for a lifetime, let alone a couple of hundred, even though I've had that before in my life. So I'm talking from experience. Now I can stay busy right here in my half acre. And I do most days. Y'all only see a small portion of the day. I'm not going to take the camera with me and show everything. Some of it be just darn gross. But as this warm weather sets in, which it's already warm in Alabama, we're 82 right now. Of course, it's starting to get, partly cloudy. It's been breezy all day. Winds up to 10 miles an hour, but it's still been a beautiful day out here, pick berries, do some work out in the yard, sit out here, listen to birds, play with the kitty crew. Which I'm gonna do, and I'll show you right at my feet, curled up. Yep, making a big yawn, digging his claws into my moccasins. So y'all, getting back to the wave, what we're going to see wash across this nation, and this is my prediction. And for those of you who've tracked my coronavirus videos from the beginning, on the 25th of January, you'll know whether it's a good thing or bad. I pretty much hit the nail on the head. I told you way early in February, America was going to make what happened in China look like one of those hold your beer moments. Like we always memes we see on the internet when people do stupid things. You think that's bad? Hold my beer. Let me show you how to do this. Well, we've showed the world, not just China, because I don't believe their numbers, but we've showed Europe. We've showed everybody. America can do this way better than anybody else. Unfortunately, we're doing it in a way that's extremely costly in lives and to our economy. Right, Magoo? And all we had to do, it's like I'm saying, that's why I don't think why this is wiped off the face of the planet yet. We're not willing to make the sacrifices necessary to put a stop to the ultimate sacrifice, the loss of lives. And there's a wave that's going to wash across this country. And we're going to be going for one of two scenarios. Everybody's going to get infected. Who dies, dies. And who survives, survives. And that's going to get back to that Darwin principle. Another scenario is we develop a vaccine that protects us. And somehow here of late, I'm not having a lot of faith in that. Now there could be a third alternative. But that gets back to, I don't think that's in us as a people. And I know all of y'all are out there praying that watch my channel. And you know I'm praying every day. But, and I've asked this question. Lord, what would it take? And that's when this sort of whole conversation started. I truly believe in the power of prayer. But if I had to bet, percentage of Americans, let alone people on the planet, that were praying, albeit not for selfish reasons. See, I don't pray it because I'm running out of money. I don't pray it for myself. If God wants me, He knows where I'm at. Even though I ain't ready to head on up there and have that discussion and see how I fare and where I end up, I'll answer the call. I always have, all my life. But I don't think there's enough of us on bended knee, hands clasped tight till they're white, heads bowed as tight as we can get them. Humble before our Father. I don't believe that. Because I truly believe if our nation or our planet could, and I'm not going to get into who you pray to. That's a whole nother discussion for a whole nother video. How I believe about that. Yeah. Maybe it would make a difference. Maybe some of y'all out there are right. But maybe it would. And that's why today I felt compelled to come out here and have this discussion. I can't urge anybody anymore to do the right thing. To stay at home and save lives. That's why I backed off of it so much. In a very small way, I have helped a few people here on the channel. You know, they've let me know in comments. That reminds me of something my daddy said one time. It only takes one to help you when you need it. So, if I only helped one in all these videos, then it was well worth the effort. If I only saved one life, it was well worth the effort. And I really can't say any more about this topic. Now come into the realm, and what will be, will be. And the reason I'm not going to do self-isolation no more every day, this is day 40, is because I've got to make a decision. Am I going to stay here? Am I going to put my children, my son, or my daughter in harm's way to go out and get things to resupply me? And I put a lot of thought about that too last night. If my son will go do it, God bless him. I can't get him to wear masks, gloves. He thinks he may have already had it. If he hasn't, if he gets it, he'll survive it. And you can't know how many times I've tried to talk him out of that. My daughter, on the other hand, is willing to drive all the way down here from North Alabama and get everything for me. But she's got some serious health issues. and so does David. And I was thinking late last night, well, what if one of them passed from this? See, I'd never know if they caught it going getting stuff for me. Now, a shallow person would say, nah, it's probably for somebody else. For me, being their daddy, I'd always wonder, and it would always bother me. So therein lies my decision. I got everything. Y'all have seen that from past videos on masks and everything. I got N95, I got gas masks, I got Tyvek hazmat suits. I got it all. And later this evening, I'm going to make a decision. Because there's some things I don't necessarily need. I could survive without them. Well, some of it's garden related. And it's just too hard to explain to my son. He tries best, but I'm sure it all end up sort of kind of maybe good. But with all that equipment I bought and all those supplies, my thought is, if anybody's got a chance of going out there, not getting infected, coming back home, following the right protocol, you know, as I've discussed with y'all, don't bring it in the house. Leave everything that doesn't need to be refrigerated or in the freezer in your trunk, like I do. Sanitize everything outside in the carport, garage, like I do, so you don't pollute your green space, which is space where you're living. And then strip down to your tidy whities, your panties and bra, and come on in and throw that stuff away real quick in the freezer or fridge and jump in that shower. Now I may even up that game to just wash them with the hose pipe and the bar soap out in the carport. Ain't like I ain't done it before. So that's my decision. That was part of why I came on day 2. Maybe y'all help me make that decision. I'll take your advice into account. I'll listen to it and I'll read your comments as always, because I read every last one of them. You will never know what they mean to me. Try to answer anybody who has a question. And that, no matter the time. With all that said, I think I've rambled on enough out here on this beautiful day, soaking in my vitamin D. Oh, Magoo couldn't take the sunshine once it got out past the clouds. He had to go over here under the creek and curl up. But I'm sure as I start walking that front porch, he's gonna start trailing behind Papa. And Trixie's waiting inside. I thought she was gonna come out a couple of times, but she almost came past that threshold. Nope, it ain't safe out there. She's probably right. Until I see you on the next video, y'all take care out there. Stay safe wherever you are. Take every precaution if you have to go out. You know, I've got the videos. Look at my videos. I showed you what to do. If you do that, you'll survive this. And as always, folks, may God bless each and every one of you and your families, your loved ones. Till next we meet. Goodbye for now. Hey, Magoo! Hey, Magoo! What are you doing down in the shade, man? You need your D3. Oh, yeah. You got that black coat on. You laying in the water, too. Look at that. There's water standing there. I can't come over there. Magoo! Come on, man. We're going into the front porch. We can get out of this. This is just all wet. Come on. Come on, Magoo. Yeah. Come on, buddy. Come on. You laid there at Papa's feet all curled up while I was talking to the peoples. Once that sun came out, of course it just went behind the cloud now, so you'd be happy. Come on. I'll sit on the front porch a minute and give you some love, okay? Where's Cleo and Elrod? Yep, I know. They came by and got their snacks. Now they're off frolicking. Come on, little buddy. Okay, you... Gosh, see, one side of you is all wet. Yeah, I guess a black kitty has to do that once it gets warm, huh? Come here. You gonna come love on me? Oh. Snack break. Well, while you're getting a snack break, I'm gonna go get a water break, okay? Later on. You come out with Papa, huh? You almost came out. You got to the threshold and almost stepped over. Oh, still not safe out there for kitties? I heard that on the news. Kitties are now getting infected. So you're not gonna come out with Papa no more? No? I miss you. Guess who I had with me though? Guess. Guess who I had with me? Yep, it was Magoo. Uh-oh. You ain't happy now, are you? Papa loves you. I love you. You smell them on me? I can't help that.